Bonjour, bienvenue, hello, welcome back. Let me tell you why I'm here on a Thursday. Because I wanted to start this coffee chat with you on a Thursday. And wait just 1 minute. I can see I'm a little lopsided, so let me straighten it out. Now, one thing I want to tell you about this coffee chat, I'm going to call it Unabridged Coffee Chat. Because if the dog barks, the dog barks. If the cat meows, the cat meows. If the Amazon man calls me, the Amazon man calls me. So that's the way it's going to be. And this is my France Lux candle. I don't know if you saw it last time on the video, but I'm going to start collaborating with that company soon. And believe it or not, that's a real plant. It hasn't died yet. And real coffee. So I'm just going to talk to you just like you were in my living room. And I may jump from subject to subject to subject. You're going to have to comment below whether or not you like this platform for Thursday. And if you don't like it, I won't do it anymore. Well, I may still do it, but I'm going to have a lot of people say, no, I didn't like that, Janice. The other day I did a live about 2 or 3 weeks ago and had a cape on, and I was eating ice cream, and I had just finished the week of being sick, and I had done a video. And I'm telling you, I had one woman comment, and it's probably gonna, see, unabridged, I almost fell, I almost knocked that over. And you're probably gonna say, oh, Janice, that was no big deal. Well, you know, some days you just take things a little bit more offensively than you do other days. And I'm thinking, you know, I did all I could to get that video out. And then she's going to say something about me going live eating ice cream. And then I thought, Janice, don't let people get to you that much. And then I thought, how many YouTubers have you seen eat ice cream on YouTube? Not too many. I'm going to start calling myself a content creator, not a YouTuber. Anyway, how many content creators have you seen eat ice cream? How many content creators have you seen with dark circles underneath their eyes? Not many. So I thought, well, the lady probably has a point, you know. And so I thought, no, I'm not going to do that anymore. But don't tell me I'm not going to be able to drink my coffee, because you and I just can't be friends anymore. Because I'm going to drink my coffee. And I'm hoping when you have this going on, well, let me repeat, when we have this every Thursday, that you'll say, oh, this is my night to have coffee with Janice. Or this is my night to have a glass of wine with Janice, or maybe a cup of tea. Now you can see right here that my items are sitting on my little fireplace that I bought. You know, it's a little electric heater that looks like a fireplace that I bought this winter. And I am telling you, I enjoyed it more than anything I think I've ever purchased. Not as much as my walls, but almost. But winter is not over here. It is not over. I went out yesterday in this, a matter of fact, and a little sweater, just a little thin sweater over it. Froze my patuski off. It was so cold. And then I got some news that wasn't all that great. And then I decided that today was the day to eat sugar, which I shouldn't have, but at least it stopped in the morning. It didn't continue on for the rest of the day. But anyway, I digress. Let me tell you what I want to talk to you today about, and I thought it was kind of neat. I love expressions. And if you have an expression that you use or your mother used, tell me all about it. I love expressions. Now, the one expression I've noticed in France is this. When I forget my key and I go to ring somebody else's doorbell and ask them to let me in, I hear this, oh la la. And then if somebody thinks something is pretty, like a coat or a dog or something like that, they may go, ooh la la. So there's a way difference in the way they pronounce the same word. And that's what I want to talk about today. Now, when my mother, when I was little, my mother would say, darn. And that's the biggest word she would say. I mean, that was the most offensive word she would say. My dad, I don't even remember saying anything. Oh, son of a gun. He would say, son of a gun. And you can tell how old I am because the F-bomb is used in everything that we see. In fact, I think we've almost gotten used to it. Probably shouldn't, but anyway. In fact, speaking of the F-bomb, I remember when I was in the 3rd grade, we were at a Christmas dinner with my aunts. With my aunts and my uncles. All my cousins. And I decided that I would take that moment during dinner to speak up and say, what does F-U-C-K mean? My mother pointed to the bathroom. And I was immediately taken to the restroom and told that to be quiet the entire time. And I said, well, I just wanted to know. Just hush. We never discussed it. I never knew what it meant. Didn't care. It was awful. That's all I knew. And then I remember, oh my gosh, G-O-S-H. Now everybody says, oh my God. And it's just kind of little colloquialisms, I guess, where you're raised. And I know I have a good friend from Providence, Rhode Island. And when he talks about taking his shoes to the shoe store, he always says, I'm going to take it to the cobbler. I said, the cobbler? I said, those are the people back in the 1800s that worked on shoes and things like that. Those were cobblers. But that's what he calls them. So I'm crazy interested to hear little phrases that you have. Now, another one is really from the South. Now, when I say South, I'm talking Georgia. But you know what? The first time I heard it was in California. It's the first time I'd ever heard this thing called bless his heart. And bless his heart can mean so many things. Bless his heart can mean, oh, I feel so bad for him. Or bless his heart, he's just kind of dumb. Or bless her. Now that I like, bless her. That means she did something really sweet or he did something really kind. And I love that saying, bless her. That doesn't mean the same as bless his heart or bless her heart. That can mean like ooh la la or ooh la la. Different things. And the first time I heard it was I had a friend in California and she had a gentleman that took care of her yard. And she called him bless his heart. And I said, why do you call him bless his heart? And she said, well, he's just pitiful. And that's the first time I'd ever heard it used like that. Now, I was raised in Texas. Texas is not the deep South. Let me know where you're from. Texas is not the deep South. There is so much of a difference between Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia. Now, Louisiana, they're a group on their own. Bless their heart. Oh man, they are a group of party people and food people, and that culture is rich in history. But Alabama, Mississippi, and Georgia, woo. You know, I think when they even passed the voting age or whatever, I think those were the 3 main states. I'm not sure. I haven't hit my history book. This is a coffee chat. This is not a video. I don't have to do research. That didn't allow blacks to go to school or didn't allow blacks to vote. Because I'm telling you, Georgia, Mississippi, and Alabama are an altogether different way of life. So after I left California and I moved to Georgia, North Georgia especially, I heard, bless his heart. Well, bless his heart. You know, that kind of thing. And I've said it too. I don't say it here, but I've said it before. I'd say, oh, bless his heart. But I love bless him or bless her. I just think that's the sweetest saying. But we're going to move on from colloquialisms. But you let me know what your colloquialism is. I'm interested in knowing. Now, if you hear anything in the background, it's Mr. Max, because I have him chewing. Oh, here he comes, of course. Sit. Sit. See, this is unabridged. I know you want to be with your mama, but I need you to be, don't knock over my stuff. I need you to be up there. I just put your chewy toy up there, baby. Yep, I put it up there. Right here. Right here. Here's your chew toy. There you go. He wants to be around me, but, oh, here he comes. Okay, lay down. Lay down. Lay down. He likes to put his toy on top of my foot and chew on it. Craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. But he amazes me every day anyway. So one of the things I wanted to talk about in the coffee chat is something I'm having to work on. And I don't know if any of you work on this or not. But I'm going to bring it up in my wisdom and wellness class Saturday night, because I will see them before this video comes out next Thursday. But it's something that I am having to work on. I did this many years ago when I was in a little bit of an abusive relationship. Now, when I say little bit, I don't mean he hit me or anything, but you know, abuse is abuse. And I remember my friend saying, Janice, do you count how many times a day that you go, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry? And I said, no, not really. And then it got to be, we'd go to someone's house for dinner, and then I'd get out in the car and I'd go, what did I do wrong? Oh, I'm sorry. Or if this was wrong. I just got into a habit of apologizing for things that maybe I should have given myself a little grace on. And if I was that bad of a person, you know, we need to really look into that, Janice. Sorry, you're hearing him crunch. I apologize. I hope you can hear me over him. I have a teacher voice. I think you should. But anyway, I've gotten into that habit again. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you didn't like that. I'm sorry I didn't say it like that. I'm sorry I can't pronounce the name of my town, but I can. It's called Fontainebleau. Fontainebleau. Finally got it. And also, bonjour. I finally got that. But I've had so many people that are critical of how I speak French. And I've said, I'm sorry. And I am flat out not going to apologize anymore. I am 73. I have spoken English since probably 69 or 70 years. I have a business to run, really. It's not a business, but it is to me. I do 2 YouTubes a week, well, I am now. I do a newsletter, which I love to do, and you're going to join my community. Everybody shake their heads. Yes, they're going to join my community. I don't use your address or your email or anything else. I'm going to start back doing birthdays. I was doing that, and I got out of the habit, and I'm not going to apologize for it. I was just getting ready to say, I'm sorry. But anyway, I just find myself doing that all the time. Oh, you didn't like my hair like that? I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't fold my kerchief right. I'm sorry. And I've got to stop it. And I think it just takes like not smoking cigarettes, not drinking too much coffee, not drinking alcohol too much, or whatever it is that you feel like you do too much of, and just be aware of what comes out of your mouth. Sometimes I just say, I'm sorry, because I think, because I'm a people pleaser. I am such a people pleaser. I mean, look what I do. I take people with Barb around Paris. I want to show them Paris. I want them to be happy. I'm going to do 2 or 3 new ones this year. We're going to do a gentleman's adventure week. We're going to do a holiday week during the Christmas lights in Paris. We're going to do a couples adventure, and each one are going to be a little different. Not all of them are going to have the same itinerary. For instance, the gentleman's won't have the same as the holiday. The holiday is not going to have the same as the couples. So I'm busy with that. And then sometimes I think, oh, somebody will email and say, well, I don't like that. Oh, I'm sorry. And I had a woman email me the other day, and she said, I would love to chat with you. And I said, oh, that would be great, but right now I am busy with this and that. I'll catch up with you. Give me a text or a message in about 2 weeks. And she came back to me and she said, oh, I didn't realize you were that busy. Well, I am. And oh, getting ready to say it. I am. I have to stop apologizing. I mean, goodness gracious alive. If I'm that bad, I wouldn't be, or you and I wouldn't be 23 subscriptions away from 33,000. I am so proud of us. I don't know what to say, but I'll say it when I get to 33. And also, if you haven't noticed, I do posting now every day on my YouTube channel. So if you just want to find out what's going on with me, or if I have something important to tell you, let me know. And if you hear me say, I'm sorry, just, out of the blue, call me out on it, because I have got to stop saying that. And I remember when I was married to that man, half the time, and I had to have someone bring it to my attention. And after she brought it to my attention, I'm going, she's right. I apologize all day long. I apologize how I look. I apologize how I dress. I apologize because I want this. I apologize because I don't want that. I apologize this, apologize that. And all I was doing was apologizing. I remember after going to dinners, because we did do a lot of socializing, while I was there, I didn't pay much attention to it. But as soon as we were getting ready to get our coats or my purse or whatever to get in the car, I just had this build up, because I knew I was going to get it. Now, it wasn't bashing, but it was, why did you have to do that? I don't know. I'm sorry. And I remember one time we went into this lady's house. Crazy. And she had some boudoir pictures, and it was kind of like the thing to do back then. And they were very tastefully done. And she had them in her bedroom. And they had just bought this new home, so she was taking all the ladies around. And I guess the men too, I don't remember. But I do remember being with the ladies. And they were just beautifully and artfully done. Just beautiful. And she had it done for her husband, and probably for herself. It's okay for us to feel good about ourselves. And she had them in her bedroom. Not in the living room, not on the fireplace mantle, in her bedroom. And I remember saying to her, those are absolutely gorgeous. I said, I just would never have the courage or the confidence to do anything like that. I said, I so admire you. And I remember that evening when we got out into the car, first thing he said was, you were the first one and the only one that had to comment on those pictures. I'm sorry. So you see what I mean? I can get into the habit real quick of apologizing because I am a people pleaser. I like to make my videos interesting for you. I like to make my videos that you want to come back and look. I want to make my videos humorous. I want to make my videos entertaining. And when I get the message that I haven't been entertaining, I'm sorry. So now, from now on, I'm going to say this. Have a good day. So when someone comments about something that I did, and I don't see anything wrong with it, I'm going to say, have a good day. And I'll click that little heart. And if you think about it, now I just want to tell you this. I heard someone the other day do a Q&A on a content planner or content creator. She was doing a Q&A, and they were just really asking some real personal questions, almost to how much do you have in your bank account, almost. And trust me, you wouldn't be interested in mine. But so some people can be evasive, and you have to deal with that. But we're putting our whole lives out there for everyone to see, and I can understand that. But I don't have to be abused verbally. But I will take into account of what people do say, just like the lady in the ice cream. I took that into account, and I do believe she was correct. At the moment, it ticked me off. Now, I will never remove any comment unless it's political, and I'm not going to do that, whether it's about France, Istanbul, America, or whatever. There are no politics. We're not going to talk about whether we're going to get our Social Security checks or whether we're not going to get our Social Security checks. That's politics. Are we worried about some things in the U.S.? Yes, and some are not worried. So we're just not going to get into it. This is Janice in France, wanting to entertain you, wanting to show you what life is here, wanting to show you what my life is, and just entertain you and be humorous. So from now on, if you give me a comment, I'm not going to apologize for it. I'm going to say, have a nice day. And I answer all of my comments because I don't know if you noticed or not, but there's not a team of people working behind me. There just isn't. I have Mary Grace, and Mary Grace absolutely does everything for me except make the videos. So I'm going to stop here because I don't want to just rattle. I would like to make a little sense. I talked about the colloquialism. I talked about this is going to be unabridged. So all Mary Grace is going to have to do is thumbnail, coffee chat, unabridged. It's going to come out every Thursday. Fingers crossed. And if it doesn't, I'm not going to say what? I'm sorry. Because maybe just life got into it. But every Sunday, we got that. Let me know what you think of this new format. And also, if you don't mind, I'm kind of struggling with, do I do shorter videos like 30 minutes or do I do the longer extended video like 50 minutes, like over a couple of days? Let me know what you think about that too, because I'd be interested. Well, Max, have you chewed all that up, honey? You done? Okay. I think it's time to go get the cat because she's going to say, what in the world did you do? You left me alone. But it's Saturday and it's beautiful outside. And it's a little chilly, of course, when that wind hits you. But I'm going to go get Kitty and come in. And then, I've got to clean my house. As always, I love you. Au revoir.